Okay, welcome back. Moving right along, we have our timelines adjusted. What we want to do now is we want to animate this part in our scene. This is our logo. So what we're going to do to get ready for the animation, as you can see, is if I scrub this around, that logo doesn't do anything. It doesn't move. It doesn't transform. It stays in the same spot. It just appears and disappears at 10 seconds. So what we need to do is we need to find the timeline panel, okay? And we click on this and we're going to set this, first of all, set your player head at 0, okay? And then we're going to drag this down so it's just off screen, and it's showing that in the little animation here. If you hold shift, it will let us drag this in a straight line. So click on it once to highlight it. Now it will let me drag it. If I hold shift, okay, it will let me drag it horizontal or vertical. I'm going to do that just until the peak is offline. But the key thing here is that my timeline is at 0. Okay, so the logo is off screen because at 0 we want it to be off screen, and then we are going to have it animated and then have it slide up. So in order to do that, we need to expand our panel here. And this is our logo layer. When I expand this, we'll see the other properties. And transform is where we make it change and move and scale and everything else. So on the transform panel, I open that up and I have 5 different options. I can change the anchor points, the position, scale, rotation, and opacity, which is how clear or solid it is. We're going to change the position here, and we had moved that off screen, which in my case is the second number. You'll see if I drag this up or down, that changes. Okay, so I want it off screen, and somewhere around 1200, 1250 is good. Now, what we want to do is, in order to start our animation or tell it that we're going to move that at 0 and the positions where we want, we're going to turn on our stopwatch. This is a little icon here. That gives us 2 things. That sets a key, which is this diamond shape here, and it gives us a diamond out in front to say that we are adding that key at 0. Now, next thing that we do, we're going to move our indicator 1 second into the composition. We have 1 second here. Let me zoom back into my timeline. There's 1 second. I don't need the fraction of seconds. There's 1 second. Now I'm going to slide my timeline here to 1 second. And I want to slide this up. Right now there's no key. And at 1 second it's saying it's still where it started. But if I set this number, I can drag this up. And basically what I'm saying is that at 1 second, it's going to be here. Okay, I can set it specifically to 516 by double clicking. And I'm just going to delete all these numbers and we're going to type in 516. When I'm doing this on my own, I probably wouldn't have the specific numbers. I would have to kind of play by ear and get it where I want it visually in the scene. All right, there's 516. Now, what happens when I set it there, the numbers there, and I had the timeline with the stopwatch on, it set a key for me. Okay, now if I drag this, you'll notice at 0 it's off screen, and as it comes up to 1 it's spacing it, and at 1 it ends up at 516, and it stays there for the duration because that's the last key that I set. Okay, so the keys that I put this diamond in, and that's showing me that that's where something starts and stops for my animation. Okay, so now we want to combine our properties for our animation and do this. Before I get any farther, I'm just going to go here and go save. I can do Control S as well. I'm just going to save it right on what we got so I don't lose anything. And we animated the logo to come up from the bottom. Another way we can animate is by using the property panel. Okay, the property panel is here. Mine is on. You may not have your property panel on, so what it's going to say is we can turn that on by going to Windows, and you can set that here. So if you notice, my properties have the same thing. Position is there. You can turn that on by clicking here, and that turns it on or off. Like here, I can get rid of my project panel when I'm not using it as well. I can close the panel, and then if I want it back, I can turn on project. Okay. project panel, and then I can turn on, we wanted to turn on properties. So here's properties. All right, so now my screen is set to how we want. Okay, now in the properties panel, we're going to use the navigation arrow to the left of the property panel to move the current time indicator to the first keyframe in the timeline. So let's see what we got. In the applications, choose Windows property. We have it on the properties panel. Use the navigation arrow to the left of the position. Here's position. I can use navigation arrow. Go to previous keyframe. All right. So right, left. There's a keyframe. Okay. To the first keyframe. So we're good for that. Okay. It's at the first keyframe. Now I'm going to change the scale to 0 and click the stopwatch to the left of the word scale. So here's scale. And I'm going to set this to 0. Right there. So that means it's basically non-existent. Okay. And at 0 seconds, my scale is 0, and I turn that on. I keyed it. Now I'm going to arrow to the right of the blue keyframe in position. That's going to snap it to where my position ends, and I can set my scale. Okay, I did that. Let me click back down here so it recognizes it. Good. And if it doesn't let you pass that, click the arrow to the right of the blue keyframe to navigate to the second position. We did that. And how is it going to accept it? Position, scale. Okay. And then we're going to change the scale to 100. I'm not worried. And they're scaling together, so I set that at 100%. Boom. And then I'm going to move the current time indicator back to the beginning, and we're just going to watch it. So now we see that it's moving up and growing at the same time, and then it slides over, and Apeak is there. All right. So we're going to save here, and we will come back in the next one because our video is already 7 minutes long. So save it, and we will see you in the next part. Thanks for joining me today, and we're looking forward to seeing what you got.